workout.
Yo, what's happening? It's your brother in the footwork, your footwork newsboy, DJ Cornerstone. And today you're watching the Prince JRon series on Give Us the Works. Y'all, listen to what the brother says, because it is good.
Do your dance, learn the foundation on different ways on how to move. But when it comes to how you want to move and move with the step, be you, and it just goes with life. It goes with life. Everything in footwork goes with life. Metaphorically, like, however you want to call it, it is way bigger than just dance.
Yeah, that's good advice, man. That's good word right there. And since you said the word music, man, I want to get into this. Now, first I want to say this, man, disclaimer. If there's anything you don't want, because when I edit it, you let me know, like, hey, can you edit that out? And I edit it out, But this right here, I'm excited about. Because another thing, man, because I like, for one, there's things that hit me. I love things that's positive. I love things with faith. And yeah, I'm black. I love all people, but things that uplift my people, I love when it's black-owned businesses being birthed and all that. So what you're working on that I am aware of, because you told me a little bit at the H.A.V.O.C picnic, and you had it played. Can you tell people about this, your project? You don't necessarily have to say when.
Definitely. Man. So just to piggyback on the intro going into this, growing up in my neighborhood and growing up into the Chicago Footwork culture, the music was the news of what was being seen and heard of at the time. And so some of the tracks were very sexual. Some of the tracks were violent. Certain tracks was about just happiness, and it was very rare. When I say happiness, I mean as far as it may be like soulful, old school samples being remade. It may be a Michael Jackson sound, or somebody remake the ooh, oh, I, e, e,
yeah.
So when I say happiness, I mean like that. But we were high school, some was like elementary, a lot of youth was dancing to these tracks. So like I said, the messages in these tracks were a variety of things. But they always repeated the same message in the track, but not too many tracks had anything as far as uplifting, motivating, and nothing for that I recall from the divine. When we were doing Chicago Footwork, a lot of people hid their juke CDs from their parents or their chaperones because of some of the tracks on there. Some of the profanity that was used in some of the tracks, parents would break the CD or throw the tape out the window, like, you're not having this in my house. So even though people had passions for the dance, they loved the music, but it was kind of like a double-edged sword, because you're doing the talent that you love, which is dance, but yet you can't really perform it because of the music behind it. You can't really perform it at your church due to the contents in the song. You can't really perform it at the family reunion due to you're not supposed to listen to this type of profanity, depending on the household. So that was like the number one thing where, so I started to think about, man, you know what? This is the year. I'm going on my spiritual journey, going deeper into it. And one of the things that came to me was, I got to change the music. I got to change the frequency in the music. And one, I'm not a DJ, I'm not a producer, but yet I am definitely open to allow my vessel to be the middleman to connect to those that have the talent to be able to bring the vision to life. And so with that being said, Chicago Footwork Music was the news, so it was time for them to update the news, because we all have upgraded, we all have been traveling the world, we have seen new things, we have experienced new things, we have became more mature, we have evolved spiritually in different areas in our life, and those things need to be reported just as much as the negative things. And so with that being said, my talented cousin DJ Solo created a few tracks. Basically, I could just make the hum, I could make the way the sample supposed to go, how it's supposed to sound, and he physically know what buttons to press to do it. So I already know how I need to go. I just don't have time to learn the equipment. So I worked with him, and we made a few tracks already. We got a project, so it's all about increasing the frequency and vibrating high. And we got a few tracks on there, just giving God some praise. So for those that may love the footwork, you can footwork at church, you can footwork in front of your family. Like, your grandma wouldn't have a problem with it. Like, it's one of those things that, and like I said, is universal. So when I speak of the Most High, it goes for anybody that believes in the higher power, in the source within themselves. And it's not, it's all about, it's one of those things that is not even just for footwork. You know, it's for anybody that believes in something positive. So some of the tracks is just talking about positive energy. You know, some of the tracks is talking about never give up. Some of the tracks is just repeating, you are great. You know, and one of those things that you may have a bad day, but if you pop on one of those tracks, I promise you it will change your perspective. Because one, the beat gonna make you bump a little bit, but then the message that's drilling in your head is gonna be hitting you. And it's gonna be hitting you in your subconscious too. You know, get up, get out, man. It's time to be great. Get up, go out. It's time to be great. Get up, get out. It's time to be great. Come on. It's time to be great. Like you like, man, it's time to be great. Like, okay, like you just get up and start dancing. Like, but you, even if you're not a dancer, you may be working out. Get up, come on, it's time to be great. Like, it's just one of those things that you may be working out to it. You may be achieving a different goal. And the music is made for anybody that's doing something. Somebody that may be going through a hard time. The music is to change the vibration. Energy. My dad died. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad died of cancer, and like the next day it was like, oh, I'm making a song called Energy. And it was like I converted that energy into the music. And like the track Energy, I play it in my classes all the time. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, energy, release your energy, release your, and like never give up. Like, it's like, it says everything. It say everything in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's telling you to never give up. It's telling you to look within. You're unstoppable. Release your energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, release that energy, you know what I'm saying? That inner God, like all of that, like, man. So all of the tracks is like very powerful, and like I said, it's only the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when this vessel talk, it's talking for, it's beyond time. It's talking priceless. It's priceless, timeless, and powerful. So some of this stuff ain't even in my timeline. You know, like, this vessel may not even be able to see the wavelength of events that's going to happen due to this project. How many other people are going to be inspired to create music like this? So it may be, like, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm already in the future talking now, you know, like, it's music that's timeless, where music that, just like it taught street hood history, stuff that could be teaching cultural history. teaching stuff about the motherland, teaching stuff about teaching stuff about some of the first African tribes or original tribes, things like that. You know, like, you know how sometimes you gotta study for a test and it'd be hard to study because you don't like reading. Well, how about you put some of your notes in the track? You know, and that's an easy way to remember what you're trying to remember.
Absolutely.
You know, like certain notes could be put in over certain frequencies to go in your subconscious, and you can remember.
Just like the alphabet song, man.
Just like the alphabet been programmed on the right frequency, and you can remember it just like the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. You know, or some people had the number song. You know, when you was like, man, what come after 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, then 13. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Like, it was just stuff like that where songs teach. You know, it's lessons in the music. It's lessons in the tones. We are tones. We are energy. That's what we relate to. We relate to energy first. Language. Now I don't care what language. Language is second. Our first language is energy. Our first language is energy. Regular human language, that's second. English, second. Japanese, second. German, second. Like any human language is second. Our first native language is energy. Before anybody told you anything, you already knew energy came from source, and we go back to source. But we always are connected to source. That's the reason why when a baby come out, the first thing they say is ah, and they come out crying. Ah, ah. They not saying human words. They're vibrating energy. That whole few months, they're vibrating energy. And that's the reason why a mother can tell you what ah is what. Oh, that baby hungry. He hungry. Oh, he hurt himself. He sleepy. Like, they can identify the energy. The baby not using human words. The baby is communicating off the first language, energy. You can tell when the baby is happy. Ah ha ha, ah ha 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 ha. They still saying ah ha ha ha. You can tell when the baby crying. You can tell when the baby tired. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we do it to this day. We come from source. We still use our first language. You hit your toe. There go the again. You know what I'm saying? You get angry. I hate you. Before you say I hate you, you hit first. I hate you. You had to say I first. When you think of something, what was that again? You always go back to source. You go back to your beginning to be, that's your first. You gotta find the energy that you're trying to translate. Oh yeah, okay, now I know what I wanted to say. You had to get the energy first. You had to go to your first language, and then you're trying to translate it in human language. You know what I'm saying? But we already know energy first. You know what I'm saying? When you meditate, everything is that's the first language of everything. The list could go on and on. You can communicate everything. The first language of the universe is and if you close your mouth and say it's gonna go like this. So when somebody tastes some food, that was good.
Campbell's soup was teaching everybody the first language.
So and when you and your technology. When I say universal language, I mean beyond human vessels. Your phone used the first language to be able to translate to you. When your phone rings, it's on vibrate. but it's the with your mouth closed. How you're talking to another person with no connection. Like you don't have a cord connected to the other person's cord. You're sending a signal, vibration to another person that's not physically surrounding you, but yet y'all on the same frequency. It's the same way how somebody could communicate. A mother could be at home and she could know when something wrong with her child, and the child was at school because she received the information before she got the phone call. Or a mother can have a dream about something and know their child pregnant before the child told them. It's the first language. And when you tap into the first language, you tap into the all. When you tap into the all, you in source. And that's by me trying to do Chicago footwork, I stumbled into source. That's like by doing Chicago footwork and wondering what happens when we black out. Where do we go when we black out? What is that about? Like, it's the same source of everything, but you only can really go there when you let go. So you got some people when they meditate and they be like, concentrate on your breathing, clear your head of thoughts, and then just relax. But it's hard to relax because we always thinking. But when you finally get to a point of no thought, you go in autopilot. And when you in autopilot, that's only because your mind is taking the seat and your spirit taking the driver's seat. Like, it's amazing. Amazing. All amazing. If somebody ever was and I don't promote drinking and driving, but if anybody was drinking and driving and fell asleep at the wheel, well, I ain't gonna say fell asleep, they blacked out at the wheel. Yeah. And then they found themselves at home safely. And they be like, I don't know how I made it home. Spirit brought you home. You mentally went to the same place and meditated. You blacked out, but spirit was able to take over. The same way how somebody can dance and watch themselves dance and be like, man, that don't even look like me dancing. I don't even know how I even did that. Or somebody make a song, man, I don't know. I was going through a thing when I made that song. I remember T-Rail, we was in Boston. T-Rail blacked out and made some amazing music. He made a whole album. Yeah. And he was like, man, I don't know what came over me. I just blacked out. I was like, I know where you went. The same place we all go. Man. But yeah, man. It was an amazing movie called Soul. S-O-U-L.
Jamie Foxx. Man.
And even in the movie, and like I said, like, what I'm speaking on is not JRon perspective. This is not, I'm speaking absolute truth. And they even made a whole movie, you know what I'm saying, as far as trying to recapture the place that I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not even gonna say place, it's a state, you know what I'm saying? It's just a state. It's a state of being. Because we here, we're there now, you know, they ain't like you're going to a different place, but we already here, but it's one of those things that we not paying attention to it because we're focused on material stuff. But once we take a time to like woosah, you find that peace. It's a peaceful state, a peaceful stream of creativity. It's dope, man. It's super dope.
Yeah, that's
but yeah, think about just next time you think about something, do something, think about the sound you make. Now remind you, this is absolute truth. This is absolute truth. So when it's absolute, it breaks all barriers. No, you can't divide. You it's one of those, like, it's undeniable. So somebody in Japan, when they get hurt, they gonna make the same like they gonna, even though they know Japanese, they gonna say you know what I'm saying? Even if they know German and they laugh, They still go like it may be a deeper ha or ah, but it's still ah. No matter what language you know, you gonna make that sound. That's why it's the first letter of the alphabet. Like no other letter is that. Like if I say buh, you're not gonna know if I'm happy by that. Like buh.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? You know what I'm saying?
Man, yeah, you got me thinking on some stuff. That is on the real. That is on the real. So,
yeah, man. It's been, but that's why I say I need a book, man, because it's too many chapters. It's too many chapters in my life. Like you, from the footwork journey to the spiritual journey. Like, but the thing is, they all is one. Like it ain't been separate. They all correlate. So when I speak about footwork, I'm speaking spirituality. I'm speaking my life. When I'm speaking spirituality, I'm speaking still footwork. So the same way I use the same thing about the ah, you know, like how I just said the ah, how the ah is so many different things. That's the same way with a foundation step in Chicago footwork. By doing one step, you can do a million things with that one step. I kind of demonstrated in the class, whereas learning one foundation step, you can express yourself a million ways with that step. So like Bruce Lee or like Kung Fu movies, when they say, you can like if somebody try to master everything, you're a master of nothing until you got to master one thing first.
Yeah.
And when you master that one thing, then it reflects everything else. So it's like if like Bruce Lee, he was just mastering that one punch, and that one punch, 1 inch punch, just has so much concentration that it just knock you out with that 1 inch punch. But yet somebody else that's trying to do backflips and all of that ain't even stand a chance.
Just wear themselves out.
Yep. So you want to be able to do it a million ways. That a million ways in the one thing that you're trying to do, instead of trying to do a million things a million ways. Try to do one thing a million ways.
Man. Yeah, that's good, man. You had said something earlier too when you was talking about your mom and your grandmother and the dreams, and you don't even realize it, but you hit on something because you said something to me. You was speaking like kind of hypothetically, but you was like DJ Cornerstone. You said dance. I'm gonna have to replay it because you said something about dance, and you said something about mechanic, and then you said something about cooking. Now, what you don't know, so what is that? A dog? Oh, okay. Huh? I don't know. You drew that. Naomi came down and drew that then. I ain't even see her. But so what you don't know about me is my official job title where I work right now is field mechanic.
See, look, and that's what I'm talking about. When I just was telling you about how my mom was, it just happened again. Like this is what I'm talking about. Where it's like mentally, I have no idea, but what comes out is on point. Which, like you just said, is directly was on point with what you already have.
Man, that's the truth. When I was in 8th grade, the thing I thought I wanted to be was a chef. You said something about cooking, and I'm not a fan of cooking. I don't mind getting on the barbecue grill, but I'm not a fan of it because it feels like it's too time consuming. But no, I was like, wait a minute.
I said mechanic, I said chef. Those exact same. I ain't say astronaut, I ain't say police officer. I said the exact same thing that my spirit knew. That's what I'm. When I was younger, this type of stuff used to scare me. But that's why I said. Remember, I said earlier in the shows, whereas I said, you know what, I surrendered, and I'm going to dive in. And when I dive in, instead of fighting it, I let it flow. So when I let it flow, my vessel is just open to speak what my spirit already know. It's almost like, well, we all are one. We all are one. Even though we see ourselves as different vessels, that's the illusion. We all are one. So it's almost like everything you know, I know. Everything somebody else know, I know. We all, it's like, it's one of those things like we all know, we all connected to the same tower. You know what I'm saying? If this was like, if we were cell phones, we all connected to the same service provider. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can describe it. So we all get iPhones, we all on iOS. You know what I'm saying? How we use our cell phone is different. Some people get a lot of games on their iPhone. Some people get only business apps on their iPhone. Some people get a lot of social media. Like everybody iPhone is decorated different. Some people get glitter cases. Some people just got a solid. Some people got cracked phones. Like, so everybody's vessel is different, but it's still connected to the same service. With that being said, when this vessel is talking like this, it's like airdrop. It's like, so if anybody got an iPhone, you know, airdrop is like instant download. So like if you send a text message, you gotta kind of like think about what you want to say, and then it take a little bit of time to send the picture. It's quick, but if you get like a large download, like a large file, airdrop is like instant. So it's kind of like that, where it's instantly coming straight from source out of me. Mentally, I don't know your past history. You know, I wasn't there. You never told me that you wanted to cook. You never told me about the mechanic or anything like that. But yet, it's one of those like, you talking to you right now. Like, it's one of those things that that's the best way I describe it. So you like, dang, he hit that on the head. Like he knew me back in the days. Like yeah, like when I say a mirror reflection, like a real mirror reflection.
Yeah. Man, my son must have did something with these chords.
It's cool, man. It's cool. That's super cool.
Sure,
That's
yeah,
super cool, man.
That's a blessing. And don't be afraid. I mean, on the real, that's something.
And I feel like I can feel like the little tingling like on my back and stuff. So that's I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I could definitely, you know, and that's another thing, like with vibrations, like your body usually tell you when, you know, like certain, you know, energy and vibrations, like your hair rises or you get a chill down your back or something like that. Like, you know, certain things like that, you just gotta pay attention, because that's when it be flowing. You know, like when you know you hearing some real stuff, it's like, this like, you know, when somebody hearing some BS, but you know when certain stuff is like, this some real stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what used to go through my mind back in the day. Like I used to try to like, man, nobody else talking about this type of stuff though. Like I just felt alone. Like, man, I don't hear everybody else just talking about money and stuff. I'm like, oh, it's something else. Like it's something else to this life, yo.
Absolutely.
Later on, then I started seeing for myself firsthand, like it is just like it's levels in footwork, it's levels. It is levels in here. There's levels. And if you don't get it right, you just gotta repeat. It's almost like school. It's like school for real. This is the first real school. Like if you don't get it right, like people talk about reincarnating stuff, like you gotta repeat again. That's why I'm like, man, it seems like deja vu. I've been here before. Like, yeah, how many times? Like, how many times? Like, because each decision we do is a consequence. You know what I'm saying? All seeing, all knowing. So it's like everything that you do is one of those things that is like with positive intent, you know, and if someone do things in negative intent, it's only going to respond to your energy. Always. It's like fire. It's just like fire. Some people look at fire as fire. You know what I'm saying? Fire don't have no thought, no mind. It's not showing no favoritism, but Some people may look at fire as a good thing. It keep you warm at night. It warm up your food. Some people may look at fire as a bad thing because it burnt them when they was a kid, or it killed somebody that they know. But fire didn't do anything. Like, fire was just fire, like neutral. So how a person put the energy behind it is the perception, but the absolute truth is it's just there. It's just an element. You know, like water, we drink water to stay alive, but yet some people may have drowned in a storm, like in the ocean or something. So it's like water was just being water. Like how it was used, you know, it's like a tree. Like it's just being it. It's minding its own business. Yeah. So
it's
yeah.
on real.
Yeah.
You know, so the behind the name, we didn't get to really touch on that, and I'd apologize. I would like to go and keep going. Right, it's kind of late. Everybody trying to go to sleep.
Told you it was gonna be a series. I was like,
real.
that's not a series, yo. Like, I was like, that's gonna be a whole. Like, JRon is a whole series.
I'm trying to tell you, man, this been something. Like, I would love to like finish up, like on another day, man. You know, get some more and all that. If you good with it,
always, brother.
Man, yeah. Cool.
But I close out with Behind the Name, if you want. Just Behind the Name was just basically just a show that we created because in Chicago Footwork, it was so hard to get in contact with people. It was so hard to reach people, and on top of that, different neighborhoods was very dangerous. So to get a chance to even talk to some of these people, you had to go through certain neighborhoods that wasn't friendly, definitely high in gangs or things like that. So it was one of those things that some people even had to get hunted down. So, like I said, it was before social media where you had to actually do the groundwork, catch buses, catch trains to meet people, train with people, or even hear their story. Have these people, I'm just now hearing their story, and I've been forward for years. So with the pandemic, we wanted to do something to bring people together and still be able to learn and teach at the same time. So we created Behind the Name, me and Budilla, and it also was a great way to connect with people because once again, some people are out of state, some people are, you know, it was one of the ways that they don't have to worry about driving no place. We ain't have to worry about driving no place. You can be in your home, you can be wherever you at, just tune in on this link. So it was like, oh, this is a good way to get the stories heard. So once again, it was a big learning experience for us, and also bringing the world and letting people from Chicago to let their story be heard, because it wasn't social media or internet for the things that they were doing. So we wanted to give them recognition while they're still alive. A lot of people get their flowers when they dead, and we like, no, people need their recognition while they're alive. And on top of that, while people are alive, they need to be able to tell their story, you know, from their mouth, not somebody else on what they think happened, or, oh yeah, so-and-so, he used to be, no, let him speak for himself, he's here. So, yeah, so that's the main thing for Behind the Name, connecting the dots from all generations, not just the OGs, but currently. And like I said, it's so many, just from anybody in the culture. You have those that inspired, those that did party promoting, those that was actually DJs, dance group, battle flicks, you know, supporters, all the things like that. And the list still going on each day, you know, as far as all the people that still we haven't did shows yet on. And it's just been amazing. It's been amazing also hearing the same, even though they all from different parts of Chicago, different parts of time, generations, it was still amazing to be able to hear the similarities in each party's story. So a lot of people spoke on the same thing that I said as far as the blacking out. A lot of people were saying the same thing that I said about they go somewhere, they go to a place, and then they come back and be amazed on what their body did. They come and they be in a place of peace. A lot of people, some of the OGs, when they first inspiration of creating the Ghost, they were saying the reason they did the Ghost is to showcase God is with us when we dance. So that is still, once again, certain important foundation and roots of the tree on why we do what we do. So for example, if the first people that did if they energy, I'm gonna use the word energy. The energy behind of their body movements was God is with me while I dance. That means even though they was in the party, they were worshiping a higher power when they were dancing. By them worshiping a higher power through their body movements, their light was inspiring other people in the darkness. And when I say darkness, I mean literally in a dark party, also simultaneously, metaphorically, in their life they had darkness because they was trying to escape the block. They was trying to escape wherever they had trouble at home. And when they came to the party, they felt like they was able to get away from the negativity. And so by getting away from that darkness in their life, they saw this light in the party through the Chicago Footwork, and it inspired the light inside themselves to want to try it and learn it. And so they started learning it. Then they passed it down, and they started learning it. And so you got this light that's been being passed down, and it's future generations that's doing it, but they don't know the original meaning, but they still have the energy. They still know, man, it feels good. It's saving my life. It's making me doing something good. I'm doing better in life. I'm not in the streets. So the energy is behind it, even though mentally the person passing it down didn't tell them, hey, I got this from this person and I got it from this person, and the person they got it from, they was doing these same movements, but the reason they was doing it is because God was with them. So when you play telephone down the line of people, then you connect back to the source. So I'm behind the name has been connecting the dots of the tree, connecting the branches to the tree, I should say, because the roots already been there, but a lot of branches has been on the other side of the tree, not seeing the other leaves. So this is a way to all generations to get a chance to hear each other's story, you know. So that is pretty cool, you know. Like the first, like I said, like we from the first people that was doing the ghosts, inspiring the people back in the day, and then we just had the past episode of a new generation Footworker where they first time was watching it on YouTube. So that show you a big, you know, that show you a big gap of this person. When they started, YouTube was out. When this person started, it wasn't no YouTube. You had to come in the party. But it just show you the different time frames of how each person's journey started. It's incredible. But yeah, behind the name, that's a dope show for anybody listening. Every Wednesday we go live on Facebook. You can follow Behind the Name Facebook page. And also, if you miss any episode, we have all the episodes uploaded on YouTube on Behind the Name also.
Right on. And I'm gonna tell you, I gotta fess up, man. I enjoy the show. I've only watched maybe two. I was in on one live, and then I watched the replay.
Fire,
yeah, I was like, I want to watch it. I'm hesitant because I was like, I don't want y'all to feel like I'm biting off what y'all doing, you know. And then, you know, it's like when I do get to talk to people,
it's all to inspire.
Man,
it's
right
all to inspire. This not. That's why I say with when it comes to everything, ain't nothing ours. Like nothing like individually ours, or nothing is created or made. Everything belongs to source. Everything. So it's not even it's nothing that you can't. Like I said, I'm a mirror reflection of you. So it's nothing that you can do that's not mine, and nothing that I can do that's not yours. We both reflections of the same source. So I can't take credit of nothing, you know. I can't take credit of nobody's journey, what somebody experienced. That's their story. I'm just happy to be able to help promote and vibrate it out. And I would like other platforms to be able to do the exact same thing. I don't want nobody's story to be silenced. You know, it's nobody's story is exclusively behind the names or nothing like that. So that's one thing for anybody listening too, as far as that. Like, I would love more recognition for all these pioneers that have put in the work for the culture. So I would like more exposure. I would like more platforms to be able to expose and share their stories and things like that. So if we just didn't have no platform, so we created it. So that's the reason why behind the name started, because it's one of those things I always felt like, all right, we gonna pave the way on something else. Every time there's something that ain't been done, okay, we're gonna pave the way. Nobody want to do with this, okay, we're gonna show that it can be done. So it's already been a year. We are over past episode 80 already. I'm not sure what the exact, I don't even know what the exact episode is, but I know we passed 80, I think. So it's one of those things like, man,
that's good, man. Shoot, y'all are being very diligent and consistent,
and consistent.
Because like I can understand some of what you probably deal with, like schedule conflicts. Some people have something that maybe
come up, show up, or some people only got the technology.
Yeah. So to do 80, man, that's raw. That's
big
raw.
salute, man. Truly appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man. Y'all keep it up.
Shout out to my brother Boo. Shout out to my brother Boo Dilla, man.
Man, for real. And I want to shout out to Boo Dilla too, because that brother is humble. I'm gonna share this real quick. So, being somebody that's not from Chicago, I've always had a big admiration for those that was in the Chicago footwork community. Like, I've always danced. And then I was able to make it to Terror Squad's picnic this year, after y'all's picnic. Mm-hmm. And bro, I'm kind of nervous. Like, I want to get in the circle. I just, I like to vibe with people, just to feel each other's energy. It's kind of like you building each other up when you get in the circle. I'm not a battle type, but I just like that camaraderie. And but during this time, man, I got to circle, man. J.Bell was there, all of BB, they was all real cool. Man, I got in one time, was footworking, trying to do my thing. Man, I stepped on my foot. I tripped on my own foot. And I thought, I was like, oh no, because all the main folks was there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, they was all cool. Like Budilla, I was like, oh man, I'm finna just like, they finna just walk away. But they stayed, it was love like a mother. Cause that ain't always the case, man. Like, there was one time I moved to Alabama and I moved back up after some years and went to a party. And I'm like, cause there wasn't no footworking in Alabama. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to get in a circle. I got in a circle at this spot, and man, dude, it hit me, because they was like, man, that's whack. Pretty much, that's how I was. And he was like, man, that's weak, and just walked off. So yeah, I just said all that, just say, man, appreciate you, Budilla, J-Bell, BB, C-Ball. I can't remember who all was there, but man, just to be able to be a part and vibe with some people. It was a good job. I just don't know how that was for me.
All love, definitely all love. You definitely was surrounded by a number of love, man. And like I said, and that's when the circles is different levels of circles, and definitely like, man, like those events, like everybody coming to do their thing. So it's one of those things that, man, it's just it's you doing Chicago Footwork. It's the love for the culture. Everybody showcase where they at right now. It ain't no big guys, little you. Everybody's showing their experience. So yeah, you got beginners, you got experience, you got all types of people. First learning. It's one of those, man. Just come out and just show. When you dance, that's your way of saying hello. That's all. It ain't even no footwork competition. It ain't even none of that.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's dope.
They be happy. They be happy to see a new face dance. So they be happy.
Yeah. Man, that's right on. Man, brother Prince JRon, man, you a true king, man. I just want to tell you that in everything, man. And I appreciate you for being on the show, man, and sharing all your wisdom, your experiences, man. I don't take it light at all. You know, this has been a blessing. Question before we get off, like, would you be all right if I put any clips? I try to put clips that match the moment of what we were talking about. Clips of you dancing and all that. Would you be all right with that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Hopefully we can continue on. And I'm gonna tell you too, when you come out with that CD you were solo working on, please let me know because I'm buying the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And,
I actually I'm about to say probably I think next week we resume back on it because he had to finish the his other 2 albums first. Yeah. So he got to after that he about to knock out these last few tracks on here, and then we're gonna be done with this one. So it's just heat after heat.
Man, that's raw, man. It's gonna make a positive difference. So I'm super excited about it.
Oh yeah.
Super excited.
I played in my class and people were already, what's that?
Yeah.
What's that? So I'm like, yeah.
I ain't here when we was in your class, man. I'm missing out.
Yeah. No, actually, because in y'all class it was something different, but the next class I'm playing it,
okay,
I had to explain those levels first. I had to explain those levels. But oh yeah, next class you gonna hear a couple of them.
Okay, man, we gonna be in the class after this class because we got.
Okay, well I'll make sure I play them on the 4th one too.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Man,
Matter of fact, I probably saved. I probably just wait and at the grand finale 4th class, then I'm playing.
Okay, man, that's a good deal. We're looking forward to that. Come on, J.Ron. That's gonna be live. Man, that's gonna be live. Oh,
that's gonna be fire. That's gonna be fire.
Man,
shout out to DJ Solo, man.
Yes.
Word,
bro, man.
And shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, DJ Cornerstone. Thank you for having me, man. It's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for your time and also for having me on your podcast to be able to share some of my story. I know it's like a series or a volume when it comes to me, but I'm happy I've been blessed with these different chapters in my life to have potent, inspiring information to help anyone else.
Man, yeah, and absolutely it is. Absolutely, all that you said. But man, thank you, and you're welcome, man, for that too. But thank you on the real, and hopefully, man, we could do the rest of it, man.
Absolutely, man. Just let me know, man. We can definitely schedule it in.
Man, right on. Bro, you have a good night, man. Blessings to you and your family, man. And until next time, man, peace to you, man.
Peace, brother.
All right, bro.
Footwork out.
Yo, shouts out to the homeboy, the brother Prince JRon. Y'all, that was a good show. But y'all support our brother, man. His social media, Prince JRon on Instagram. That's PRINCE JRON. And also, be sure to check him and the brother Boudilla out tonight around 7 or 8 o'clock for another good episode of Behind the Name Discussion. You can see that on Instagram to get the link for the Zoom and on their YouTube channel, Behind the Name. But y'all, we got more Prince JRon series coming up, so stay tuned.